ACC college football action Saturday at noon right here on WBBZ. It's going to be nationally ranked Louisville at Virginia, and you can catch those games every Saturday at noon right here on WBBZ. Right now we're talking high school football. He's called the guru of high school football, high school sports, Dick Gallagher. Dick, great to have you back on the show. And, the season's already started. There's a lot of exciting news about the Bills and professional football, but you live and breathe every Friday and Saturday in this area with the high schools. And you're coming off a great game Saturday. Jamestown is sweet home, a clash of the Titans. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Well, that was back and forth for the most of the game, and then Jamestown pulled it out with a couple of touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Of 35-28 was the final score. Both teams are outstanding. They're going to be competing for league and sectional titles, and they have two outstanding programs.
You know, we were just talking before we started. Jamestown is also they're going to host Canisius the fourth week of the season, and then the regular schedule they finish with Orchard Park. So those are two great games for high school football fans.
Right, and Tom Langworthy from Jamestown deserves a lot of credit for scheduling those games, but he knows that the path to a state championship for any section or Class AA sectional championship is through Buffalo, and then you go through Rochester, and you got to go through Aquinas, and this is going to prepare them to be able to be better prepared for that. But the key is going to be who comes out of Class AA. Is it going to be Orchard Park, Jamestown, or Williamsville North?
Okay, let's take a look. The Buffalo News does a top 10 largest small school. Dick is a voter on that poll. So let's start at the very beginning. Canisius, #1 this week. Is that a surprise to you?
No, they won 48-3 over McQuaid, and plus what they've been able to accomplish the last couple of years, and they deserve the #1. But when you look at the next couple of teams, particularly Jamestown and Orchard Park, they're going to be in the mix throughout the whole season.
And St. Francis had an impressive opener too.
Yeah, I don't know if that, they're at a #4 ahead of Sweet Home, for example. But Jerry Smith, they lost to Holy Trinity the last couple of years. They had a good game this week, and that sets the tone. And this weekend, they have to play South Park Saturday night at 7. That'll be a good matchup.
All right, let's put the poll back up. South Park has been ranked ahead of Williamsville North. I'm a bit surprised by that.
Yeah, I had Williamsville North ranked 5th in my separate poll, and Williamsville North, they beat Grand Island 21-0. They made it to the state championship last year. Their defense is awesome, and they got Chad Steinmark's taking over at quarterback. He's doing a good job managing the Spartans and their offense. But when you take a look at it, I don't know of a better defense in Williamsville North. I don't know of a better offense than right now with Orchard Park and Jamestown.
Okay, and then it's South, Clarence, and St. Joe's rounds out the our school top 10. Let's take a look at the small school. There's always, when you look at these polls, especially early in the year, there's always familiar names. Depew, right up there, #1.
Right, and they deserve it. They beat Alden, and this week was a lot different because you had 22 of the 28 games on Friday had to be suspended, and then most of them were played Saturday night. But Burgard has got an awesome defense. They have the tallest kid in the West New York, I think, with 6'7", Emmanuel Moss, and his little brother, 6'5", and Emmanuel is 320 pounds. Taiwan is 280. But Bennett is a surprise. But Steve McDuffie's the head coach at Bennett. They have his son, Isaiah McDuffie. He's only sophomore, 6'1", 190. He's a fabulous player, on both sides of the ball. He's already has offers from Penn State, Syracuse, and UB, and that's very different than what you usually get around here, which you're not getting the offers until maybe junior or even senior.
Now, Sunday, the Bills suited up two starters with Western New York roots in Graham and Williams. And I know you keep very close tabs as to where the Section 6 kids go, where they play. There's a number of them in the NFL. Do you think over the years, are we where we've been all along? Is that improving? Where do you think that stands?
It's been pretty constant the last few years, but this year was an exception because prior to the cut down on August 30th, we had 15 kids that were alumni from West New York high school football on NFL rosters. Now, 4 or 5 of them got waived, and Jamie Gaines got put on the practice squad. But we have 8 players right now that are alumni playing in the NFL on rosters, most of them starters. And then Luke Tasker plays in the CFL for his second year as a wide receiver with one of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. We have had over 150 of our alumni play professional football, most in the NFL. So it bodes well and it speaks well for Western New York high school football. The only thing is, being New York, you're not going to, be like down south or Ohio or Texas or California. You're not going to be heavily recruited. But what is special about Western New York high school football is the kids have a passion for it. They're willing to do whatever they need to. They go to a lot of small schools and wind up doing well and then wind up playing professional ball.
So what's on the docket for you this weekend?
Well, I have a grandson, Austin, that plays for Williamsville South, and he's fun to watch. He's 6'4", 250, which I don't know where he got those genes from because they weren't me. And they're hosting Star Point, so I'll be there Friday night. If I can see something else, I will, but I'll make sure I see that game. And then on Saturday, Aquinas and Canisius are playing at 1 o'clock at Canisius, and that's going to be a big game. Both of them have that program, that date scheduled. And then South Park and St. Francis at 7 o'clock at St. Francis. So those are the 3 games that I'll target.
Does your wife just pack you a bag on Friday and say, I'll see you Sunday?
No, she says in the latter part of August, she said, I'll see you in December.
Now, you had some health issues in the off season, but you're doing fine now.
Well, I'm just blessed because February 18th I had open heart surgery. They had to replace my aorta valve. And when I left the hospital 23 days later, I had lost 35 pounds. I had 13 prescriptions, and I had no energy. It was weakness. But through the blessing of God, the family, the prayers, and all the support that I got from everyone, I go to Sisters Rehab 3 days a week, and we'll continue that. I've done that for 5 months. I'm getting better and stronger every day, but I know I got a little ways to go.
That's great news, though, Dick. I know
Thanks.
Everybody was praying for you. It's great to see you back out there on the sidelines.
Thanks so much.
Okay, Dick Gallagher. He's the man with high school football. If you see him on the sidelines of the game, you know it's a big game. We'll be back. Dick, did you ever do the Ice Bucket Challenge?
No.
Probably not, based on your
not
past
this
6 months.
year.
Yeah. Well, I did it in response to Dick Byron. We'll be back with that right after this.